What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Kush Renata from the channel Frost and Fist, and welcome to this video. This video is a really special video because today I'm going to unbox. I'll be unboxing this massive box that I can barely fit into the frame here. It is so big. It is so heavy. Honestly, I could work out with this box. That's how big it is. What this is, fam, is a huge, massive giveaway that Devil's Brush Gaming did as a Christmas, New Year's giveaway. And then eventually it just got so big and expanded and went on longer, and they ended up calling it the biggest hobby giveaway of 2019. And it is massive. Like I said, this thing is so big, so heavy, it's hard for me to get it back behind my hobby desk back here to be able to show you guys. And you know, it's perfect if I want to do some lifts or squats or something with it. But I mean, it's huge. It's so incredible. It's definitely a massive giveaway. So I'm really stoked. I'm really grateful. I haven't even opened yet. But I already know that I'm really grateful to Devil's Brush Gaming for doing such a huge hobby giveaway. So definitely, if anyone here is not subbed to them already, go check out Devil's Brush Gaming, because they are continuously very generous with their hobby items. You know, they've done several giveaways since I started watching them. They put out great content. They do great work. I mean, I saw both of them painting up Shadow Spear stuff. Of course, James seems like he can knock out a bolt action army at the blink of an eye. I mean, these guys they've got some great content, and they're fantastic guys too. Like I said, they're some of the nicest guys that I know, you know, in our awesome YouTube hobby community. So I feel very blessed to have won it, and you know, now let's open it up and see what exactly I won. Alright guys, just opening the top of the box and looking inside, I can already tell some really cool stuff here. But one of the my favorite things is when something like this comes with a handwritten note. Hope you guys don't mind if I read your handwritten note. Alright, so what it says is, thank you so much for taking part in our giveaway. My pleasure, guys. It is absolutely my pleasure. And I definitely think I'm coming out well for it. Thank you very much. To win something extra, can you believe it? Something extra. I mean, I'm already winning a massive giveaway here, and they even included something extra. All you have to do is, here's the challenge. 1, film the challenge and don't forget to tag us in the video, of course. Challenge 2, say Magnus did nothing wrong. That's tough. That's real tough, because I read 1,000 Suns. Alright. It's tough. We'll come back to that one. Challenge 3. Say Rogel Dorn left Sanguinius as Sanguinius was playing dead to trap their father. Interesting. I haven't gotten there. So that I don't really know. But I'll go ahead and say it. Rogel Dorn left Sanguinius as Sanguinius was playing dead to trap their father. Interesting. See, now I need to catch up on more of the Horus Heresy. I'm about 25 books in, so have fun, Devil's Brush Gaming. Thank you so much, everyone. Wow. Thank you so much, Devil's Brush Gaming. I really appreciate it. I love handwritten notes like that, especially cheeky ones like that. That's pretty awesome. Alright, first thing I want to show you guys out of the box is I have 2 of these. Okay, these awesome little mats are more than just mats. You'll probably have noticed the little clips in the corner. But what we've got here, we hit the snaps. We've got some great little dice trays. Check that out. Nice, soft. You got the mouse pad material. I don't know about you guys, but I love hearing. One of the reasons why I love things like Urban Mats is because I love the sound of dice rolling on mouse pad material. It's got the 40K Mini Tournament 2018 on here. It's got the Element Games logo on there, Deep Cut Studios. It's got Canterbury Crusaders, and of course the Consulting Gamer. So pretty awesome. And I've got 2 of these. Maybe I can hook my brother Freak up with a dice tray. That'll be cool. But this will be really, really nice for both 40K and playing my D&D games. All right, what else do we have here? Very cool. I've always wanted one of these, and I kept meaning to order one, but I just never got around to it. But something all of us Wargamers can use, a Fear This Customs template here. So we've got, of course, 9 inches on this side. It's on the long side, so that's perfect for swiping in between and just seeing, do my models have enough room to make a charge, right? If it moves through cleanly, it means you got too much space, not enough room for a charge. On this side, you've got a 1-inch gap. This side, you've got a 2-inch gap, right? So you'll know who can pile in, who's an inch away of combat. It's all right here, okay? 1 to 3 inches on this side. A lot of the measurements we use in 40K are pre-cut into this template, making our measurements a lot easier to read. Plus, I really like this cool neon, see-through plastic. It just looks really cool. I've always liked the work from Fear This Customs, so that's going to go straight into my 40K games. Christmas socks. You must have been talking to my lovely Lily, because she's been telling me a lot lately that I need more socks. So there we go, 5 more pairs of socks. We got Sector Imperialis objectives, right? And so these are really cool because not only do they make great objective markers, but they're little great additions to your scenery in 40K. So overall, I think this will definitely enhance our game board playing 40K. Very cool. Speaking of enhancing our game boards, oh, this is really cool. So here, it looks like some 3D printed oil barrels, little pieces of scatter terrain I can use to enhance our board as well. It's really cool because I've been making these trash terrain style out of little pipe fittings, and they're okay, but they definitely look, got that homemade look. This really does look like some real serious oil barrels that I'm going to be able to paint up and put on the battlefield and look extra cool. It's another more great scenery enhancement. Speaking of pipes, seems to be a kind of a tanker, kind of like an oil tank or something like that for the battlefield. You even got a little ladder up one side, and there's the lid, but there's also on this side a little control panel and a nozzle. So that's pretty cool. Again, once I get that painted up, that'll be cool to again add some more flavor to my terrain and my scenery, especially since what Freak and I have gone for is a lot of industrial kind of terrain. So that's going to look real good with that kind of stuff. Speaking of terrain, this is some of the cool Xenos terrain I think that I was watching on their channel. Oh yeah, absolutely. How cool is that? Let me get this unwrapped. It's very spiky and it's getting caught on the bubble wrap, so I want to make sure I'm taking it out carefully. Look at that awesome piece of scenery. It's got a very, very cool Tyranid vibe to it. It looks just like the armor plating on some of the bigger Tyranid creatures. That's so cool. So this definitely's got the vibe of Tyranids having moved in, consumed a lot of biomass, and building structures out of some of that biomass that they've taken in and started converting. So that is really cool. And let me just show you the scale of this. So Primaris Marine right here, And if I put my Primaris Marine on the base behind it, yeah. So I mean, it's not going to give everyone a full line of sight, but it definitely can give a character, you know, a couple of characters line of sight, you know. And definitely it's got a, I like that it's got a little base to it that you can do up, and yeah, stick them on the base, get your characters hidden from view, you know, give them some cover. So could be some minor line of sight, but definitely some blocking terrain, and honestly, just to make your table look really cool. I like that a lot. Man, definitely could always use some terrain to really spruce up my table, so that's great. Next thing, and guys, I don't have any rhyme or reason, so if things look a little out of order when I'm pulling it out of the box, I really have no rhyme or reason to this. I'm literally just pulling goodies out of the box. So it's just how much cool stuff is in here. Take a look, and I believe I've got that the right way around at that tank. Now, I know in their videos they told me what kind of tank this is, but a lot of tanks from the historical games look alike to me, and so I've got to go back and really look it up. But I do know it is a really cool looking tank, and I think that it's been used in bolt action. I haven't played any bolt action yet. Something similar. Just before I got into 40K, I had a couple demo games at my local game shop for a game called Flames of War. So, you know, I've got some interest in there. It definitely helped get me into the current hobby I'm in now. And now that I've got some stuff that goes with bolt action, you know, it's definitely something I can look into. Maybe I can, you know, talk somebody around me into playing a little bit of it with me, and get involved using some of this really cool stuff here. But yeah, this is a really, really cool looking tank. If any of you guys are really good at the bolt action or any of the historical stuff, maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below what this awesome looking tank is. That's so cool. See, this was what I mean, guys. No rhyme or reason. Went from, I grabbed something Tyrannid, and then I grabbed a really cool looking tank, and now, if I were a smart man, I would put these things together, but I'm just grabbing stuff. But here's some more of that cool looking terrain. Again, I really think it's a Tyrannid vibe, so very cool. Lots of spikes, but it definitely has that biomass kind of presence to it. Really cool here too. Looking at this kind of thing here, if I wanted to give it a mystic vibe, like for our D&D games, I feel like I could put some kind of, like, you know, crystal ball or marble in there, have it kind of holding it like a spire. That'd be really cool too. Really awesome piece of terrain. I believe this is the same tank, which is awesome. This one's got a little machine gun on top, but let's go this way or this way. I think this way. There we go. Also very cool. Another of the really awesome tank that I just got. So I've got two of these bad boys. Really need to figure out what it is so I can use it in something. As I'm opening this, I just want to make one real great big note of how carefully the guys over at Devil's Brush Gaming have how carefully they've packaged all this up. I mean, everything is surrounded by packing peanuts. There are layers upon layers of bubble wrap. I mean, they've really done a good job making sure to take care of all of these awesome items that they've sent my way. Wow. Wow. You know, I have to say, as I'm an AdMech player, but I play 30 or 40K AdMech, and I really, really hope that they bring some of these amazing looking 30K robots to 40K at some point, because look at that. That just looks phenomenal. And now I'm left out of conundrum because it looks so cool already. James did an amazing job with this. So my conundrum is do I put it in purple to have it match the rest of my army, or do I leave it in tribute of the amazing paint job that its previous owner did? Either way, it looks so cool. I've always loved these robots. And I've been wanting for the longest time to have a set and wanted them to bring it to 40K so that way I could use them. Man. maybe, just maybe, because they're a similar size. I mean, just a little smaller, but they're a similar size to Castellan robots. And Freaky and I are usually pretty lax with each other. So thinking maybe I can let him, if he'll let me, maybe I'll bring this as these metal fists here as a fisty version of the Castellan robots with the flamer on top, you know, just to run as a proxy, try out the melee spec. But man, these look so cool. Maybe. I want to find some purpose for them because I play AdMech and I think they look phenomenal. Alright, we have an envelope here. What could be inside this envelope? It's like a packet, it's like a present within a present. Oh man, these are awesome. Tufts from Gamers Grass, check that out. So there is some smaller ones here that are very cool looking. It's some green, some reds in there. Okay, definitely a field grass kind of look to them. I bet it's mixed green 6mm. Okay, so very cool. Look at how many tufts are on there. And I keep moving it away from the camera. Look at how many tufts are on there. This will be enough to do, you know, some bases for a while. This is awesome. And then this one is a bigger version. Oh, this comes in a set of 144. Wow. 12 by 12. And this is 70 of the winter tufts, winter 5mm wild tufts. So these look like really good quality. The winter tufts here have a lot of, like, there's a sparse amount of green on them, and then there's some yellows to indicate some dying grass, and even some little bits of white grass in there. So very cool looking. Really good winter effect. This is the kind of stuff that I've thought about for a while, experimenting on some of my snow bases to have poking up through the snow. So I might start trying that out on some of my bases. Very cool. Yet another envelope. Okay, thought I dropped something for a second there. Alright, so these are cool little, if I remember correctly from the video, these are cool little markers to indicate that your tanks or engines are smoking or on fire with the red one, or if it's destroyed and you've got the rolling black smoke. So that's very cool. And then of course the decals for the tanks, very cool. And what's really cool is, of course, I could use them for the tanks, but some of these numbers and stuff like that seem like they would be useful for marking tanks in general. So not even just the bolt action ones, but maybe I could go back and add some of the numbers on, you know, not like numbering some Imperial Guard tanks, or numbering even maybe some Ultramarine tanks. You know, that this is Vindicator 115 or something like that, you know. That'd be cool to see. Very cool. What's cool is smoke markers and blast markers like this. I've always really enjoyed, and I used to use plastic versions of markers like these to show in 7th edition when a tank had started taking wounds, and when it was when it had been blown up, destroyed. You know, you leave the vehicle wrecked on the battlefield, or the vehicle, you leave the wrecked vehicle on the battlefield, and it becomes a piece of terrain in 7th edition. So I used to use markers like this a lot. So if I start playing bolt action or something like that, then maybe I can start using markers like that again. Another cool envelope. This one's pretty thick. Ooh. I have to open this one a little further. There we go. Awesome. So we've got some Nurgly goodness here. So this looks like some Poxwalkers, which are very cool. And actually, I have a really cool idea for these Poxwalkers. So I think these are ones that came out of Conquest, I believe. But either way, one of the things I was thinking I wanted to do with these Poxwalkers is I'm going to be doing a Fallout game, not Fallout the licensed game. I have some roleplay books that can be adapted for several systems, and I wanted to use them for Fallout, for the Fallout game that I want to run with my friends. And I think these Poxwalkers would make great ghoul models, so that would be really cool. And then on top of that, there is one of the Death Guard special characters, I believe, also from Conquest. So very cool. That's really awesome. That's going to help me out with, of course, working on my Fallout game. And of course, the special character and stuff like that, definitely going to be able to use for some of my other special projects. I may even be able to see if my man Atlas, who I've recently been doing a Death Guard commission for, might be interested. Alright, some more amazing flocking, this time from Shadow Edge Miniatures. Self-adhesive basing tufts. And this one is 6mm Rocking Prairie Natural. Very cool. Again, Shadow Edge Miniatures. And you can see, I like that, you know, they're tufts that also have the rocks and stuff incorporated in them. I don't know why I keep trying to move my everything out of focus of the camera, but. And then this one is also very cool, and I think this might be good to add a little brightness to some of my figures. But this is a realistic field sampler of different flowers here. So I've got some blue flowers, some orange flowers, some pink flowers, and at the bottom some. It's a little hard to see with the label in the way, but some purple flowers at the bottom. Really, really cool. So I've got so much basing material now that it's going to look awesome. I got us a little terrain here. Could definitely use some more terrain on our board, for sure. Oh, this is cool. It's a sci-fi gothic orc watchtower. And is that... Oh, it's an orc symbol. Looking at the preview of my camera there, I thought that was a flag for a hamburger for a second. But this is cool. It's from TT Combat. And I've liked working with TT Combat stuff so far. This would be a cool little watchtower to go with some of our industrial terrain on the battlefield. This one's got a label or a business card with it. Coastal Creations 3D. There we go. Check them out. Alright guys, so it looks like the same people who did the bigger Tyranid pieces earlier, and now I know who to give that credit to. Apparently that is what's being made by Coastal Creations 3D. So look at that. Look at the detail on that. It's just a... It looks like a pit with teeth on it. Very creepy looking. Like, I don't know what is in there. You know, I imagine like this would be a great place to put, like, I don't know, do Tyranids lay eggs? I assume something. But it definitely seems like a cool place to put like a nest of eggs in or something like that. Or put something valuable like an objective. I mean, who would want to crawl into a nest of teeth like that to get the objective? You know, definitely very creepy. What do you think, babe?
It reminds me of Star Wars.
Yeah, it does remind me of Star Wars.
Hide the Millennium Falcon, and it's actually a big giant worm.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what it reminded me of is
Oh, or in the big sand pit.
Yeah, in the sand pit on the Return of the Jedi, whenever he knocks Boba Fett into the pit and the pit eats him.
Like that.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of too. Very, very cool pieces of terrain, guys. Oh. And to go with it, another one of those triple spire pieces. Very cool. Awesome. So armies of the United States. So now I've got me a rule book to learn how to play some of these tanks in here. Again, I'm really bad at historical stuff, so if the tanks that I was looking at even go to the United States armies, if not, maybe we can do some proxying. But it's cool. I actually have a rule book now to play some of these bolt action models that I have. That's awesome. Classic how to make Wargames terrain. And, I haven't done this in a while. I've been so caught up because I'm working on like 4 or 5 armies right now. I got so caught up on how behind I am on models that I haven't made terrain for a while. But if anyone saw any of my content from our first year of doing YouTube for a while there, and admittedly a lot of it was inspired by people like Commissar Gamza, but I was really into making terrain for a while. So it's funny because I don't like building models themselves. I like mostly the painting aspect, but when it comes to terrain, I don't know if it's the scratch builder or what, but I really like making terrain and stuff. So this book definitely is going to be read cover to cover, and it may come in handy on the future of our channel. Here we've got a map. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, I recognize this now. So we don't get Conquest here in the US, but I definitely recognize the nice cardboard map that comes from some of the Conquest missions. So the cargo deck, yeah, and the ruler that comes up the side from when you've got Conquest. So that's cool. And actually, so of course I told you guys I want to use the Plague Walkers from Conquest for a Fallout game to be ghouls. Well, a lot of the Fallout games and adventures start in a bunker, right? The Fallout vaults. And so I think this concrete, cargo deck area would make a great little battle mat. And then of course, if I want it to not exactly be a cargo deck, just a concrete area here, I think this would be a nice little mat to do my Fallout games on. So you guys are really helping me out. Oh, and I suppose I could play the Conquest missions too. I do have Space Marines. What is this? Sounds like a whole box full of goodness. Holy crap. So this is The Walking Dead All-Out War. Very cool. I've been interested in this game for a while, but never thought to go out of my way to pick it up. But, wow. So this has, look at this, the full set, full miniatures game. So I can actually play this. And you know what? I keep talking about this. But the survivors comes with 6 survivors, which these guys we see up front here, which is Rick, Carl, Derek, Patrick, Liam, and Sandra. 12 plastic walkers. So walkers might be really good versions for like feral ghouls, maybe. Going back to Fallout again. But the survivors could also be, they'd also fit right in with the Fallout universe. So that's kind of cool. But also, just the game in general, I've been waiting to play for a while. And it seems like because it's a cooperative game, something I can play with, my wife, or my brothers, just get the fam involved. My wife and I've been trying to change this lately. My wife and I have a rule when it comes to like a lot of card games and other games like this where we're not supposed to play each other. Sometimes we get a little too competitive and we definitely don't want to go to bed angry. So, but this is being a cooperative game, I believe. If I remember watching that correctly, then maybe we can try that out. But yeah, if it's not cooperative and we're going to be PvPing each other, guys, let me know down in the comments below. You just might save my life. I'm really excited to play that game, guys. Got some more MDF goodness here. Oh, how cool is that? The DACA bunker. That is a cool looking piece of terrain there. And it's so orky. It's got the orc symbol, it's got an orc symbol on it, but if you just look at the piecemeal construction, it's just so perfectly orky. Very cool looking. This is going to be a great piece of terrain. So many presents, guys. So many presents. Now this is a company I buy regularly from. I love Spellcrow. Check this out. So we've got Plague Knight backpacks. Okay, we got Plague Rhino doors there. Very cool. Some Plague Knight. I'm not saying Plague Marines, guys. Plague Knights. Plague Knight shoulder pads. Probably a little hard to see. Flip them the other way. How about that? Nope, that's not any better. Okay. And then another set of different Plague Knight shoulder pads. I mean, all vile looking, all pussy, or just like growths on them. I mean, just exactly what you would expect for a Nurgle army. Lots of custom bits here to make a perfect Death Guard army here. Really cool. You know that sound? These be sprues. I hear the call of the plastic crack. Check this out. Looks like we've got two more really cool tanks, new on sprue. This one's the same. Very cool. So I'm definitely between these tanks over here and these tanks here. I don't know if they're compatible, that I can run them in the same army. I don't know if I can even proxy it a little bit to try and get them in the same army. But what it could be is the start to a nice little bolt action force. So very cool. I got the book, right? See if I can amalgamate some things and, you know, proxy my way to an American soldier's army. It would be very cool. What? I don't know how I forgot this was in here from the videos, but Space Marine. Oh my goodness. I've played anytime I catch them on sale, or some of them I've even pre-ordered and bought brand new. And I love buying Warhammer 40k video games. And some of them are hit and miss, right? Some of them are better than others. Like right now, I'm absolutely loving Inquisitor Martyr. Okay, some of the other ones, right, a little bit before that, a little more hit and miss. But this right here, my all-time favorite Warhammer 40k game, Space Marine. Such a cool game. And what's funny is that I wanted this when I worked at GameStop and never picked it up because it was so gory that I knew I couldn't play it around my little girls. And so I put off buying it. And then once I felt like the girls were a little older, you know, I'd be able to play it. I couldn't find a copy anywhere, but it's so cool to finally get my hands on a copy. So thank you so much. Got a little bundle here. Some Green Stuff World paints. Love Green Stuff World paints. Now this is really interesting. Cobalt blue color shifting paint for color shifting cobalt blue color shift metals. You know, I'm just now, like this weekend, going to be attempting to start painting a Space Marine force, and this seems like a really cool experiment. That might be a really cool color to do a whole Ultramarine force in. I'm gonna check that out thanks to you. Spider serum. This stuff is cool. I've been interested in this. I don't know what I would want to put spider webs on, but as I've seen it, you run this stuff through the airbrush, make some really cool webbing, Spider-Man style. Maybe Spider-Man's just got airbrushes in his wrist. Anyways, you run the stuff through your airbrush and make some very cool webbing and a nice little natural stringy effect. So I don't know what I would use this on, but I'm gonna find something to use this on because it's so cool and I've been very curious about it. So we've got 4 more of these little Tyranid spire looking things. Very cool. You know, I can imagine putting this around some of my the buildings that we use for our urban kind of board, and just have like a little town or city being taken over, you know, by Tyranids making nests. That'd be cool. More awesome paint. These are the awesome paints that you get with Conquest. So, some Retributor armor, and I hear this is one of the better golds on the market, so I will get a chance to see. McCrag blue, so perfect because, like I said, I'm starting Ultramarines this weekend. And of course, who can really ever have enough of Bad in Black, right? I mean, black paint, you just never have enough of it. These are cool. These are the same as the rulers you got in Dark Imperium, which I think are really neat. And actually, I use these all the time. I keep actually at least one of these spare in my box all the time when I'm playing. And sometimes people accidentally start to walk off with them, so it'd be good to have a couple extra. All right, here we have our Green Stuff Web Serum Cleaner. And what's interesting is that, of course, you know, sometimes we worry about putting really sticky stuff, like maybe something that forms webs through our airbrush, especially if we have, you know, a nice airbrush we've put a little money into. And so having something that will really dissolve and break down the sticky stuff you put in is perfect for that. What's really interesting though is that I can smell through the sealed bottle that it smells kind of like nail polish remover. I may actually have to start me a whole Tyranid board of like a Tyranid infested planet, because I've got some more really cool pieces here. And these seem a little like medium sized. They're not as massive as that first one, but they're bigger than the other pieces. So like I could put, I don't know, Space Marine. You know, it's about the same, a little taller than a Space Marine. It's pretty cool. But, I mean, definitely some great additions to make a Tyranid themed board look cool. So much awesome stuff. Speaking of awesome stuff, got a bag of assorted bases here. So we've got one larger oval base, which might even be a good size for like a Logan Grimnar. But we've got some dirt and what appears to be some rubble with runes there. Very cool looking. Gotta find something to put that on, or put on that. Got a dreadnought kind of size base here. Some cool looking, you know, it looks almost like you're on an Imperial starship. Got a bike size base, kind of a pill shape, and texture's kind of hard to see, but also kind of looks like you're on an Imperial starship. We've got a whole bunch. So that looks like a 32, it looks like. And this appears to be kind of a brick scenery. Very cool looking. So just a whole variety here. Some really cool textures. Destroyed urban kind of area. This one looks like you're on a ship as well. Very cool, kind of deserty theme on this one. This one as well. Looks like some broken slats over dirt or sand. This one's got like a metal kind of surface. Again, like you're on a ship or a tank or something like that, or in some kind of military installation. Very cool. And then this one is cool. Really cool pumpkin on the base. So a lot of really neat bases. And then of course a whole bunch of different assorted sizes of different blank bases, slotted bases. So got miniatures for D&D, Pathfinder, or anything. I'll have spare bases definitely to put on and make them look good. Got another massive envelope of Spellcrow. We've got some Plague Knight torsos. The top hatch for like a rhino or something. Also plague themed. You can see all the bubbly, pussy, nurgly goodness. Some Plague Knight hands with some of their corroded knives and stuff. And more Plague Knight vehicle doors. Very cool. So I mean really, I've got enough custom parts here that I could really start and build my own, you know, several squads of Plague Marines right here. Plague Knights. Plague Knights. Aha! Alright, here we have the twin to the other amazing AdMech robot we had earlier. Still very awesome looking. Very cool. Really, really like these guys. I want to use them. Alright, here we have a 15mm plastic soldier. 5 Valentine infantry tanks. Awesome. Awesome. Again, I am really terrible at knowing my history. So, which army uses the Valentine? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. 5 Valentine tanks. Awesome. Very cool looking. So here we have some plastic soldier British 25. Here we have some British mortar quad tractor squads. 15mm figures, 48 figures, and 12 models. So wow, that is quite a set there. So let's see there. And that's very cool. So we've got really awesome Jeep pulling massive pieces of artillery back here. That's really cool looking. That is really cool looking. Again, not something I'm terrible at knowing history, but it looks really cool. And here we go, another 5 Valentine infantry tanks. So that's at least 10 Valentine infantry tanks, which is very cool. 2 of those larger tanks that we looked at earlier. 2 of the large vehicles still on sprues. So I don't know if all of these tanks and vehicles are compatible in the same army, but if they are compatible in the same army, man, I've got a pretty nice sized force already. Also very cool, we got a little bag of, first of all, dice. Can you ever really have enough dice as a wargamer? Very cool. And there's a lot of objective markers and tokens here. So like check out these objective markers. Objective number 3, clearly printed there, right? Objective marker number 5. Very cool looking. So 4, 2, 1. Number 6, so a whole set of objective markers. And in addition to the dice, we've got a couple extra little goodies here. So check out these. Some shark themed wound counters. Very cool. So just put this counter down. It's currently on 6, 5. So I could set this down to a character model and just keep up with its wounds. It goes all the way up to 10 wounds. Got a larger one for bigger things like knights and stuff like that. I mean, this one is huge. You can see right there we're on 24, 25, 26. So this thing goes all the way up to 30 wounds. So there's very little in the game that you're going to find that you need to keep up with than 30 wounds. Unless we start going into like Titan territory. And then here's another one with 20 wounds, perfect for most tanks. So very cool wound markers. It's going to help me keep track of, you know, where all my vehicles are at in the game. I do like that they are kind of themed, shark themed. So you could get a little space shark action going on. But either way, very, very cool. Here we have a couple more walker models to go with the Walking Dead, or, you know, to be feral zombies in my Fallout game. Another cool walker model. So these things I think are going to work out perfectly. They're great zombies, and I think they're going to be great feral ghouls. So very, very cool. Another awesome Tyranid Spire there. Nice size one. Wow. That is so cool. Check that out. That is a really, really old school Space Marine with the power axe. I mean, he's got a nice, I mean, it's the old school metal model. It's got a nice heft and weight to him too. That is so classic. That is so classic. I love it. Honestly, that's like owning a piece of history there. Check out that old school Terminator. With Cyclone missile launcher too. Oh man, how cool is that? Got a storm bolter there, an old, you know, a Cyclone missile launcher. I'm not sure what that is in his other hand, but it looks cool. It's got a little blue glow. Multi-melt maybe? I don't know. Very cool though. That's amazing. So of course Devil's Brush Gaming is affiliated with Goblin Gaming. So got a sticker for them. That's awesome. Alright guys, and the final thing in this massive, massive mountain of prizes is Space Marine Predator tank. Brand new, still in its plastic wrap, new inbox, and I am absolutely stoked to have this. So this is going to go straight in my Ultramarines army that I am just now recently starting up. Like I said, I'm just starting to paint it tonight, but very, very cool. I am pumped. This is going to be a huge, huge help to starting my Ultramarines force, because I have Dark Imperium, I've got a few other Primaris units, I've got a Redemptor Dreadnought, but I don't have any tanks yet for my Ultramarines. So this is going to be my first piece of armor other than a Dreadnought to join my Ultramarines. So my small force is growing right now, so it's pretty cool. So guys, that was a massive amount of stuff to unbox. If you guys are still here watching all of this incredible stuff that I got, I know this has gone on a long time, and I definitely am completely humbled by the massive generosity shown by Devil's Brush Gaming. Go check them out. I mean, the fact that they ran a giveaway this huge just shows that they are such good guys. And like I said, their content's amazing. Like, I'm not saying you should go watch them just because they're good people. They are good people. But you should also go watch them because their content is really good. I mean, guys, they have really good painting showcases. They broke down the Shadow Spear box set and all that good stuff as soon as it came out, going over rules and stuff. James had a Chaos Shadow Spear army painted up in, like, I don't know, it was probably a few days, but it felt like he had it painted up in a few hours. I mean, release, boom, full army. I mean, they're amazing painters, and not only are they good painters, but man, James can really paint entire armies in the blink of an eye. It's really crazy. But go check out Devil's Brush Gaming. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. You know what? You guys have been so amazing, so generous. Even though I am a loyal son of Russ, I'm going to go ahead and say it, just because you guys have been phenomenal. You guys have shown an incredible amount of generosity, and I've got to comply with, you know, your simple request. So I've already done number 1. We filmed the giveaway. I've done number 3. I've already said that Dorn left Sanguinius, so that just leaves us with number 2. Guys, Magnus did nothing wrong. There we go. I said it. Guys, go check out Devil's Brush Gaming. Thank you so much, Devil Brush Gaming. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you liked this giveaway or anything in it, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop me some comments down below to tell Devil's Brush Gaming how amazing they are. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, or if you're not subscribed over to Devil's Brush Gaming, go do it. We would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty. There's a lot of cuts in this video.